All right, right now in the 5 series, we're going to look at 5 records that influenced me, not just musically, but influenced me through life. All right, Fredlocks, Black Star Liner. I'm a first generation Jamaican, born and raised in London, and there was a strong Rastafarian community in my community when I was growing up, and they dropped gems on me and gave me little lessons about life. And this record just encaptures kind of that cultural movement to me. And I'm not a Rastafarian, but I adopted a lot of their philosophies and outlook on life, and this record just encapsulates that to me. It's a great record, and I love it. Brilliant record. Gave me lessons in life. George Benson, Give Me the Night. I must have been like 8 or 9 years old. I was eating dinner, and the music video for this came on for television. My mouth just dropped to the floor because it was such a luxurious video. It's George Benson in a white suit. He's on Venice Beach. He's in Hollywood. And he's driving a Rolls Royce down Sunset Boulevard. And in the background, they had the big sort of like movie posters. It said, George Benson, Give Me the Night album is coming out. And I was like, this is just so removed from where I'm living now. I just want to live in America. I think that it subconsciously got into my mind that I just want to live in America. And when I became an adult, I moved to America. So highly influential music video, great album too, produced by Quincy Jones, I think, the legend of the legends, and George Benson is underappreciated. All right, so Soul to Soul, this is Jazzy B on the cover. Soul to Soul started off throwing parties in a neighborhood near me called Finsbury Park. Then they started throwing parties in a club in King's Cross. Then they moved to the Africa Centre, and that's when I wouldn't say I got involved. It wasn't part of their sound, but I'd carry the speaker boxes for them as a 16-year-old just to be able to get into their parties that were held at the Africa Centre in Covent Garden. Amazing parties. And they started pressing their own vinyl to have their own exclusive music that they could play at the parties. Then they started selling the vinyl, right, to the general public, and they sold a lot of records. Then they put this album out and they sold millions of records. And I sat back and thought, anything is possible with some vision, some ambition, and some drive. Because I've seen them go from pretty much just, well, I was too young to go to the house parties, but I've seen them go from throwing events down the West End to being, for an 18-month spell, they were the biggest group in the world. I kid you not. And it was just amazing to me. And it motivated me. All right. Black Radical Mark II. Black Radical is a pioneer UK rapper from my neighborhood, and we were friends, and we are still friends. But I was on the outskirts of his clique. He had a clique called Bass Inc, and they would throw parties and put out records. And I was just fascinated by the fact that they had a record label. Like, it just blew my mind. And he put this record out on cassette, I believe in 1997, as his last will and testament, his final record, right? And it's an incredible record. And then he put it out on cassette. And then 26 years later, I approached him to reissue it, because now I had my record label that was influenced by them having a record label 26 years earlier, right? They motivated me, and I wanted to put it out. It felt like a full circle moment, and we put this record out. It did very, very well for us. It's a brilliant EP. It captures that moment. It captures the UK rap zeitgeist of that time, and it's just a very important release for us. And this cover is based off of a Blue Note cover, because you know that we love jazz too, so that's just another footnote. Serge Gainsbourg, the great Serge Gainsbourg. I saw a documentary on Serge Gainsbourg when I was a kid. He was walking through a chateau in France. I think he was on a farm, and he was here and there, and he had on like some kind of a double-breasted suit with a peak lapel, whatever. Anyway, I saw this documentary, and he just seemed so cool to me. And I either subconsciously or consciously mimicked his style. He influenced my fashion style. Especially in my 20s and 30s, I wanted to dress like Serge Gainsbourg. And I did, right? Because he's a man of exquisite taste. And he's a great artist. And I'm a man of exquisite taste too. And I'm letting you know of 5 records that influenced me through life, all right? We're Hi-Fi Recluse, the label's Good Fine Records. Let's get it.